Hey, good morning everybody. Welcome back to another morning word. Thanks for joining us. For those new to this is where we share a couple minute video, really just sharing from my own personal Bible study why I wanted to see your life go from here to here. Because God left us this promise. He says, I come to give you life and life more abundantly. And he also showed us how. He says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So if we can think like God, there is no valley that we can't come through, no mountaintop we can't reach, because there is nothing that's impossible for God. And with his mindset, there is nothing that is impossible for us. So let's really get into this. We're going to be reading from the book of Judges, which is the 7th book of the Bible. And we're going to be reading from chapter 3, verse 7 to 8. And it reads this. The Israelites did evil in the eyes of the Lord. They forgot the Lord their God, and they served Baals and the Asherahs, and the anger of the Lord burned against Israel, so that he sold them into the hands of the Cushan-Rishathaim, king of Aram Naharaim, to whom the Israelites were subject for 8 years. I'm going to call this morning's word, don't go back to your old ways. Now, understand this. Israel had experienced the greatest levels of success a nation had ever seen. The greatest level of success, behind their wildest dreams. And Moses and Joshua, their former leaders, and men of God, showcased the blueprint for obtaining great success. Now, the key principle that they was to follow God and remain faithful. They showed them the blueprint for success. They said, if you do this, you will be successful. Fact. Simple. But at the height of the Israelite success, where Moses and Joshua had gone, they had forgot the very principles and the very values that had made them successful. They had forgot their ways, and they started to follow other ways and principles, and then wonder why now they had destruction instead of success, because they forgot what they were, and they went back to their old ways. They had taken on these new ways, and they forgot them and went back to their old ways. Now we can be like that. When you're before you achieved your level of success, when you were first in that marriage, when you first started dating, you were doing these values, and you were buying roses, and you were doing all these nice things. Or in your career, when you first got the job, you were working all the hours and you were putting it in, and you were 100%. But now you revert back to old ways. You don't buy the flowers anymore in your relationships. You don't write the nice cards. In your work, you don't give 100%. You don't study as hard, because now you had some little bit of success. You revert back to the old ways instead of taking on those principles and those values, these new things that you were now doing, and keeping them so you could remain successful. Don't go back to your old ways. And that's really the question of the morning. The question of the morning is this: are you reverting back to old ways? Here's the lesson of the day. Once a child begins to crawl, they will never want to lie on their back. And once that child crawls, from crawling to walking, they will never want to crawl again. And once that child knows that, why would they want to revert back? And you would think there was something wrong with that child if that child who was walking now just laid on their back. You would think there was something physically wrong. And that's the same with us. If we are maturing and we're growing and we go back to our old ways, things that we did in the past, we talk like we did in the past instead of maturing. We go to the same things, we do all the same things we did in the past instead of embracing the new. You're like, this guy's got an issue. This guy's not progressing. And if you truly want to be happy, you have to keep on progressing, pushing forward to the goal instead of going backwards. Don't revert back to the old you. Embrace the new you and get better. And that's really the action of the day. The action of the day is this: stop looking at the past, but focus on progressing and moving forward in your character and mindset. That's where success and fulfillment lies. So God bless you. Thank you for joining us. As we always say with Gen Hope, God's gift to us is life. What we do with that life is our gift back to God. Please subscribe to our social media outlets so you get these videos Monday to Friday. But more importantly to me and to us, and I believe to God as well, is that you share this with one person. The reason being is that if we can change the mindset of one person, we can change the community. If we can change a community, we can change the world. Because as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So God bless you. Thank you for joining us, and see you soon for another morning.